This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today I'm going to make another cup holder, but I want to make it similar to this thing over here. This was the project, the bag that I was making for my psychiatrist. And yeah, we're gonna make her a cup holder. I just went and saw her and she had a cup on her desk and I was like, hey, I made stuff for something like that. So I'm just gonna use some of the same colors. Because I want it to kind of match, you know. She's gonna be carrying a phone thing. Might as well have these match, right? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this size of this diamond is 7. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like that. And inside of it is another one of the darks, so that's cool. We can do that. All right, and that comes in. So I thought this time would be fun to kind of record doing the whole long planning phase. Because sometimes I really don't get those. So, and it's a dark in the center. All right. Like that. So that's the gist of what. So this is going to be where the strap comes down. So that's what these strings here are. And then we'll go ahead and kind of complete this bit here. It's, if you saw the other cup holders, you know they're not terribly long. This is much longer than I need to actually do this thing. So that's what's going on in that part. In the middle, we have this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this red one only goes out 6, and we're going to do that in this center area over here. So let me grab the red again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that comes back in. Now these don't exactly match or line up how the original was. So we're just kind of winging it. We're gonna try to make it look interesting. So let's see, inside of that diamond was a dark and then this lighter color. So let's grab the lighter color first because we can grab the dark from over here. Now let's see, on the original, yeah, it's the lighter color sort of all around that, and then there's these spirals. I don't quite have a number in my head yet as to how far down we want to go. Again, a lot of this is just kind of winging it. So this came down and out. Got it. So this one here will continue this way. And this one come out this way. How close were these? Oh, right. So, okay, so the diamond cut happens right after itself, coming out this way. 3, 4, 5, 6. So like that. So let's make our spiral here. I don't recall how big that has to be. I know this comes down like this. So I guess this just comes in here. Okay. More or less that seems to be right, I guess. And then up here, there was some kind of a spiral thing kind of going on that, you know, we can't see it, but we know that that's sort of the shape of how those things go. That's where we're kind of starting with, for our starting point. Now, if you remember before, we did a whole bunch of stuff and it turned out to not work because reasons just, you know, would not go the way we wanted. So rather than getting so far ahead of ourselves, I'm going to go ahead and start filling in some of these things. Like I said, I really don't know how long I want to make it. I don't want to make it so long that we have a problem with being able to set the cup down. And I kind of feel like that's probably a pretty good range right there. I guess the easy way to keep that number in mind would be to bring a guideline down like this. And just, yeah, maybe get that lined up a little bit better. There we go. Yeah. That seems about right. And you can see I'm kind of concentrating just over here on this area. I can copy and paste and flip this thing around. So I don't have to do more work than necessary. Let's get our paint tool again. Okay. So this is a much bigger pattern than I think we typically are used to seeing me work with it. So if you notice, every time I click the paint tool, it has a little hourglass. That's because there's just so much going on with my poor computer. But that's okay. We'll get it. Okay. That all checks out. So far, everything is going really, really well. Fingers crossed we keep going really, really well. Okay. So that's going to come down, come back, go over here. They head out. Let's see, this one here comes down this way. A lot of this is, you know, basically to find out how many strings we need in any given part, because I have to obviously cut all these strings. This comes out this way. And then comes back. I thought this string was going to be helpful in here, but that does not seem to be the case at all. So that's just kind of coming through. Yeah. So, oh, I see. So we had this over here. I don't know why that. Okay. So that comes out to here and comes back and is part of this. So this one must come out and do something like that as well to be our other string in here. Great. Okay, so now we can rest and know that our spiral works. This is how it does it. So that one comes in and goes straight through. This one comes down, finishes this, comes in over here. And then this brown, this one will continue through, ends up in here, and it's that outer part for this. And then we have our light color right there. So if you hadn't guessed, this is definitely way more advanced than most of the bracelets. And the reason I can kind of go ahead and do all of this is experience. I'm trying really hard to show you what it is I'm doing, but at the same time, some of this might be a little bit more difficult than maybe you're ready to try right away. It just is. But maybe it inspires you. Maybe you try and you play with it and you work it out and you learn from mistakes and you get new things, you know. There's a lot of possibilities here. So there's these dark colors are going to be alternating along with the other color, the yellow, right? So this is, I'm sure, a dark one here. I'm not sure. I'm gonna guess that this is one of the yellows that comes through this way, and this one is gonna be a dark one, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we'll figure that out in a minute. This is, like I said, this is most likely to be a dark this way. And I don't quite know what's going on over here just yet. So let's not get ahead of ourselves too much. Outside of the light color, yeah, the yellow doesn't actually make contact at all with the light color. So these are the kind of little things that I'm trying to look for when I recreate this. Is that was a style, that was a particular thing about how the whole pattern worked. And if I make a change like that now, yeah, it would distinctly not have that same look to it. So I'm pretty sure that's just another one going back that way. But yeah, the yellow never made contact with the light one. It gives it more contrast, makes it kind of pop just a little harder. The edges over here, so these don't connect. There's a dark one through it, and then the red one comes after that. So let's throw that in. All right, so this is coming out. Not sure how far out we want to go. There were two different sized diamonds on this side, right? So we could, so let's see, dark yellow, dark. Oh wait, we didn't put the red in it. Hang on. So the red is out here. And then the dark. And then the yellow and a single. That seems like a regular one. How much yellow? Oh, so then the dark gets red, dark, yellow. Red, dark, yellow. And then the, okay. So this dark would have come out much further. So yeah, we can just end it at this line and imply like it did the same thing as the original. That's cool. I haven't really thought of like if it's flat, how will I work out the tassels for this? I'm sure I can come up with something. I'm sure I can just, you know, kind of loop them together for, you know, whatever number and create a knot and make the tassels. That'll look kind of cool. All right, so there's those dark diamonds, and then there's all these squigglies things sort of happening between this stuff. So that's what we need to create in here, is some kind of interest with where the points go and how they interact. Let's take an element from here. Let's see. This is a kind of a neat thing. Let's try. Grab this yellow. Oops. Right, and there's little dots in the center, yep. So we got that. Let's bring this this way this time, I think. We know we have this brown here. Line this up with this. Oh, we're gonna run into a problem over here. There's a different number. Oh wait, I see why. So this would be yellow through here. We can make this a dark. And take this yellow and bring it up to the same distance as this and wrap this back this way. So there's some of that squiggle stuff. Here is our diamond in this part of it. And then we're going to assume this goes sort of the same kind of way. So a dark here and here. And then this yellow came out and around. And there's this one here. This dark will just carry out into there. So it's doing the same shape as the top of the bottom, or at least implies it. Yeah, so this yellow here comes through come over this way. So it's a little tricky to kind of plan ahead this far, you know, like knowing that that yellow would be there when I needed it. But this pattern, it basically is a lot of just alternating. So it kind of makes it a little bit easier to know that that'll work. This is a dark. So now this yellow here is the same as this one, which is a little bit questionable what we want to do with it. But I think we had some like long straight rows like this. So I think that's what I want to throw one of those in. Again, we're trying to make it feel like they're both made by the same designer, and that's me. So I'm trying really hard to design it in that sort of way. I don't get why it zips around that way. Okay. So yeah, this is coming together. This is on track to being feasible. Yeah, we need the dark to enclose all of this. Oh. I don't know what to do with this. This over here is relatively easy. We got the dark color, we just bring this down. And then bring it back. But yeah, you could make these kind of cup holders out of any design, just filling in the template. So, you know, you can get as creative as you want. The numbers, it's 152 in all strings. So, it's a little bit difficult in the sense of getting a pattern to work exactly right, because it's just a weird number. It just doesn't divide out by something like 6 or 8 or something real nice and easy. So you it kind of works out okay, as long as you can kind of play around with the pattern like I am. So I'm a little bit nervous how these two sides come together, and that's why I'm making sure I kind of get a feel for what's over here first, to make sure that I get this thing right the first time. Because there's nothing quite like getting all your string cut and ready to go, only to be like, oh, nope, this isn't gonna work. And yeah, I don't want that. Okay, so this is somewhere out here. I'm trying to make sure that these strings that are over on this side are not necessarily obligated to do whatever is happening from the other side. I'll have to obviously change the directions accordingly. But yeah, that's about it. Like, just try to make sure that it can work. Okay. So now these ones that are left, they can be whatever color is needed to kind of coincide with what we have going on with this over here. So, we put a diamond here. How big can we do it? We put 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, see how it's not going to line up? If we go 6, we end up with a yellow here. 3, 6. This is getting a little bit weird. So we have a yellow that's actually right here. If we have, let's say these are our 2 yellows, this comes down. I think I just found a solution. If you are wondering why the sudden like laser focus, it's I think I figured something out here. So okay, so then a dark is coming in from over here. Lord knows where that comes from, and there's a dark coming from over here. Yeah, so you see we have 2 darks in a row on this part. And that's going to allow us to go around this. Now here's where we're going to get creative. We're going to change where those go. We still need it over here, but we can change the direction from this. Then I can bring a yellow, well, not necessarily there, but a yellow through here. And that's how we get this inner part of this diamond done. And we get a yellow over here. All right, so now, ooh. Well, let's say it goes off like this, just for the fun of that. We can make this brown continue out and then back this way. And we can put this yellow coming through here. There's no real room to make it do anything crazy. So it really doesn't need to. It just needs to be an alternating thing there. Let's finish these. That's cool. This one comes around. These kind of both trade off, so that goes this way. This yellow comes down. So now we have a couple of diamonds in here. This one goes up, does some kind of silly stuff. We have a dark right here. And let's wait, where'd this yellow come from? This goes up here. And we'll go with a dark over here. Kind of box this bit off. Yeah, see, we got two in a row over here. Oh. So this had to be a yellow cut to come into here, right? What if we take this yellow all the way up? It just comes in this way, right? We have this dark coming in, and it just goes. Yeah, so this is actually perfect. We needed the dark down here anyways. That works out. Ooh, we're gonna run into something over here for sure. And this is questionable at best. All right, still have the brown. Let's go down here. This is split up. This goes. Yeah, this is difficult at best. So now I have to really start watching what I'm doing, because there's some things mathematically not great here, but we should be able to get this to work. Ideally, I would like to be able to like zoom way out to be able to take in more of the picture and make sure that everything is right. But at the same time, it's really hard to be zoomed out and then be able to paint inside of a little tiny space. So, yeah. Okay, so we don't know what's coming into here or here. Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's work with the ones that we've already got some kind of vested interest in it. This dark one here. That was weird. Why did it? Yeah. So I'm just gonna send that one right back out through the side. We need to make this a yellow on the other part. So let's see where does that even come from? Oh. Well, that's not good. We have a dark here. Oh, but this doesn't have to be dark. Why did we make this? That one doesn't have to be a dark. right? Right. Worry about that in a minute. Let's find out where this one can come from. Okay. That actually worked out fine. That one maybe very well could be dark. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, this is seriously, this is advanced pattern making right here. This is tricky at best. All right, so we need this yellow string. Well, we already had one coming that way. We can worry about the other side. Aha, very good. This is yellow coming down, so that's kind of helpful. All right. I'm picturing this being yellow and maybe this one being yellow as well. So we had this dark one here. So we have a dark going this way. Because we need it for right here. I feel like this is a little bit of a cheat going that way. If we bring the two yellows through this way, that would solve our yellow problem. And we can just let that dark string go straight through. Oops, no, not yellow, brown. Okay. We still have an unknown over here. Oh wait, no, that's going to be yellow. Why does it go around the corner and then not when you do that? I don't get that. Yeah, I really want this to work. I really like how the potential of this whole thing is. Like technically, look at that. So this dark one can be from here, this one from here, this one from here. That's kind of really cool. I don't even necessarily need to bring a dark string through there. Okay. We still have a number of strings here. Oh, wait. I see. We didn't bring this all the way up, so this is a yellow there, coming this way. There's a dark here coming through this way. So is there just the two strings left? It is, right? So this is a yellow. And it's coming through. Goes underneath. So this is probably, if you've watched me making the bag already, you know that I have to check off areas as I complete them. I think there'll be no exception to this. This is going to be just as difficult. Absolutely. There's a lot of stuff that just won't make sense as I'm going along. Number of colors, you know, it's just a mix mash of stuff. So the plan is, once I had finished the bag, I work on this. And why I have to make the pattern first is I need to be able to give the cut string to Mandy to make the strap before any of this all happens. So that's what we're working with. So first off, we're going to copy just this little area right here. Just Control C, Control V, use our flip tool. And so that's the area of the strap there. We can grab our select tool, anchor that in place. Now we can take this whole area, Control C, Control V, again with the flip tool, and this time we send it off the other direction. And that is our pattern. It's not exactly the same as the other thing, but I think honestly, when she's carrying her coffee with the phone bag hanging around, I think it's going to look really super cool. So there you go. We have a pattern, something to work with. I can go cut some string and get this thing ready. And yeah, so a little bonus stuff. We don't typically put videos out on a Saturday, but like I said, this is something kind of special. So thank you for hanging out with me. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.